Now, we knew this was going to be dead on arrival. Didn't need to be a genius. Didn't need to be able to predict this. But Netflix's Queen Cleopatra, which of course features a interesting sort of racial makeup of the queen here. And we knew that was going to be a talking point. But I think the reaction from the crew, the actress, you had them saying that blackwashing wasn't a thing, basically telling you to go screw yourself, is the lesson, the primary lesson that I want you to take from this video. But as documented right here, it has become Netflix's Queen Cleopatra, appears to have the worst audience score in TV history. Forbes magazine reports the controversial production has not just garnered the lowest audience score in Netflix history on debut. It essentially has the lowest audience score on possible on Rotten Tomatoes at 1%. Well, it's now at 2%, so it's gone up a little bit. But 11% so far on the tomato meter. Look, it's take it for whatever way that you may. Audience score is 2%. It is Rotten Tomatoes. Shield Media is going to Shield Media. They have done some adjustments on this. On this site, we remember that happening out of it. What was the Captain Marvel movie where they changed the entire site in terms of how you could do the audience scores anyway? It wasn't the audience score. It was the basically if you are excited about this film or TV show, they took that and completely removed that. But if it is bad on the Shield Media sites, then you know it is exceptionally bad. Let's say that. But the main point that I want to bring up, as I mentioned before, is how I believe that the attitude by these actresses, by even the producers, and it's not necessarily the producers, but directors and people that are part of these films that don't have a lot of skin in the game. I'd imagine that there are going to be exceptions to this rule because certain people that act in movies, more of the bigger names, they do produce in some capacity as well. So they get depending on how successful the movie is, they get a kickback. But for 99% of the people that are part of these films, that's not necessarily the case. There's no true skin in the game. It's you have like the actual production company and the people that are actually forking over the cost for the film or TV show or whatever it's going to be. And then you have the people that are maybe producing, well, part of the production, okay? But they get their money regardless. They're contracted. They're maybe employed even. But they got their money and they got away with the loot. And so they don't really care and have skin in the game. So my guess is that I think better content, of course, is going to be produced as the economics of entertainment start to change. You hear me discuss this a lot in comic books and how, with the middleman being removed, I have a direct line of sight as the owner of my company and a creative that is in it with my audience. I don't want that to ever change. So it's going to succeed or fail based on whatever it is that we do. But if we do make a bad decision or, there's a decision that was a good one that we want to make sure that we build upon, that's exactly what it is that we do by taking the feedback from the audience, because the company doesn't grow if that's the case. Where with a lot of the typical corporate setup is that you have a lot of people that are, again, part of the actual production, making the wheels churn for whatever that product may end up being. But hell, they don't even have to really care about the product itself. It's more of massaging their own egos. It's a get rich quick scheme. It's just another paycheck for a lot of them. And you guys that have gone from being like a typical employer or contractor to an owner or someone that manages, let's say, you understand that is you're in a completely different seat, and your vision of that business, because your bacon depends on it, is different. So that doesn't even have to apply just to managerial positions, ownership positions, but even managerial positions. So I think what's going to have to happen for the state of the American and let's say not American, let's say Western media, I think for that to get to a spot to where people feel good about it, it's going to take some time. And I think that the new economic changes will incentivize that growth and incentivize that just better quality content, because the more people that you have whose paychecks, whose success of the business is relying upon that, the better they are going to be as producers, and they're going to keep their like hand on the pulse of whatever industry it is that they're in. Whereas we hear so often, just like we are with Queen Cleopatra, when you have something that people aren't enthusiastic about it, they're telling you to go screw yourself. Actors and actresses are telling you to go screw yourself because they don't have a whole lot of skin in the game. If you enjoyed this video and want to support other content, please become a member at ericdjuly.com. This is my own unique platform that replaced my Patreon. Our Ultramax, which is our highest tier, gets free shipping domestically even with Rippaverse orders and are able to redeem the Creators Edition copy of ISOM #1. You can move up and down tiers or cancel at any time. Also visit Rippaverse.com. This is my comic book company that launched a $3.7 million campaign. We appreciate your support.